1987. 2004. 1993. 1967.
All right, guys. Beautiful day. The sun is out. Guys, I'm going to run a little 10-shot drill here. We're just going to see what happens. Got a Celtic P17. Got a silhouette target at 25 yards. All right, here we go. Jerry Miculek, your time is over. My time now. My time. Okay. Fuck. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies for being approximately 2 minutes late. That was completely avoidable, but I had to go to a award ceremony for my 4-year-old child. I feel like having that rant from The Incredibles where it's like it's a trophy for going from one grade to the next grade. It's nothing, but we got to eat some ice cream and have a good time hanging out. So tonight's topic is going to be a variety. This could be a tard stream. We'll probably end up titling these something like this. It's a variety stream. We have Overton Windex. We have Paul Harrell's nephew, who is not Paul Harrell's nephew. We have Sig catching more L's, and we have female protection teachers doing some odd things. Yeah, but as is goes hand in hand with a tard stream, we also have some tard guests as well. We have Richard, Logan, Doja Bread, Glow So Bright, Turbo Soggy, Jake, and it looks like there's one more in the back.
YRM 9, $650.
True.
$650.
Civilian Tactical wants me to play cello for my next intro. Well, I'd have to have my wife do it, but I do intend to eventually use some of her music in videos.
Just
and
whatever
stuff, so.
you do, John, do not let them see her feet.
Yes, I keep my wife as far away from the internet as possible, as you guys are.
That is
very
a
strange.
good fucking practice to have.
Warhammer is a really good example of why I keep children and my wife away from the internet. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Let's see. So
to be a Tau player.
Now, as a gimmick of today's stream, we are going to let the chat kick people every 20 minutes. So I'm going to put a poll in chat of which guest you would like kicked first, and at the 25-ish minute mark, they will be kicked from the stream. So we'll see. Logan kicked himself, and now he's back. So while I'm getting this poll set up, Richard, how is your night going?
It's lovely. Going absolutely wonderful. Just, sorry.
Yeah, I see you have been visited by an African-American mockingbird.
Yep. I need to renew my ceiling bird poison.
Yeah, they come in these really handy little 9-volt packages.
Yep. How is everybody else doing tonight? Jake, how are you doing?
Oh, do I only have 4 options? Gosh dang it. Well, I can only put up 4 of you at a time, so this is the list to start.
I'm doing all right. I have a feeling since Spaz is not here, I will probably be the first one kicked. Because they're already saying it in chat.
Yeah, kick Jake. Yeah, if Spaz isn't... Oh, damn. Yeah, you're at 50% so far. So we'll see how that goes over the next 20 minutes. Yeah,
That's all right.
Actually, it's funny. It'd be funny if instead of picking one of the options, everybody starts spamming for you. Like
well, so that was the thing. If we had more options, it would be very funny to have myself kicked from the stream and then make Richard run everything for like an hour. See how that goes. That surely that would not end in disaster.
Yeah, no, I would click the wrong thing immediately.
Well, you don't even have the ability to end the stream, so I'd have to be just lurking in the background.
It's chilling.
So, now that we've gotten through introductions and gimmick of today's stream, so I don't know how many of you guys have seen this yet, but essentially, this was a statement put out by Paul Harrell, the Paul Harrell channel, which after his passing is now ran by Roy Harrell, his brother. But he put out this statement the other day. It says, Roy Harrell Jr. here. I am forced to make this post to protect Paul's legacy and this channel. There is a recent new channel called Paul Harrell's Nephew. Let me make this clear. He is not related to my brother, the famous YouTuber Paul Harrell, in any way. He admits so in a video. This does not, however, stop him from using the misleading channel name, stealing videos Paul made and posted, and trying to capitalize off of Paul's work, all without any permissions. This is what Paul warned of in his I Am Dead video. And if you have any questions, you can contact me at this email address there. Thank you all for your continued support, Roy. So this was the first that I had heard about it. Somebody posted this around. And the person who used to go by Boom Guy 1911 changed his name to Paul Harrell's Nephew. So if we actually go to his channel now, it now says Paul Harrell's Nephew. He has a very... Yes, it's a scummy thing to do, and this is why it's important to cover, because number one, very scummy, don't do that. It is done very intentionally to leech off of the now deceased Paul Harrell, and he responded to a lot of comments very flippantly of people calling him out for it, so I thought that would be interesting to take a look at. So this is the kind of clipped up version that I put up in the intro, but this is the quality of content that we're looking at from Mr. Boom Guy 1911.
All right, guys. Beautiful day. The sun is out. The guns are out, obviously. Guys, I'm going to run a little 10-shot drill here. We're just going to see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see. Got a Celtic P17. Got a silhouette target at 25 yards. See if I can hit it. And we do have another camera down there on the tripod that's going to capture exactly what we see on the target so you can get a close-up view. All right.
Now, making fun of people's physical appearance, it's a low-hanging fruit, but this silhouette is like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, what is this Yakubian ape specimen we have here?
If you isolate the image and then just turn everything to a monochrome brown, it looks like a turd.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
That would be perfect.
You may not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get what... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Play. Well, I was about to say, I don't get what this guy expected when he decides to leech off the legacy of basically everyone's cool uncle they wish they had that is Paul Harrell. That is the only YouTuber that has ever caused me legitimate grief when I heard of him dying. That guy was just a solid fucking dude.
Yeah.
Air Jordan.
There are dressing up as a soldier for a signed role and playing as one in a movie to stolen valor out of Chili's or something.
As if it's not enough that he's doing that with Paul Harrell's legacy, then he's making content talking about Jerry Miculek. The dude is he's just trying to farm engagement with these keywords and these names and stuff.
This is an attempt. This is a skit. We may not have laughed yet, but this is actually a comedy skit that we're about to get into. Do you guys find the setup to this joke funny? Yep.
I'm dying. It's amazing.
All right, here we go.
The way this looks like he's about to anally violate someone.
Speaking about Chili's, this is the last thing that a Chili's waitress will ever see.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't look like he's 11 years school.
Yeah.
Although I do like the shirt. That shirt's awesome.
That shirt
is
this
cool, reason why I no longer see any
Chinese?
Is this why I no longer see any Chinese buffets these days?
This man ran them all out of business.
Yeah. Tim Mooney says Paul's nephew sucks at humor. Yes, that's a good name.
This guy looks like he just got overserved dollaritas at Applebee's, and he's about to cause a problem for everybody in the restaurant.
Needs
He
to
has
steal his
dead
salad.
Turn a
eyes.
domestic. He's about to turn a charge for disturbing the peace into a death sentence.
He has dead eyes in all of the videos that I see.
Well,
Like,
I think that
like-
there is. I think that there is
like-
something off.
I mean, that's
Which
what
we'll
happens
get
if you
into.
consume unlimited corn syrup at one time.
Yeah,
Gets his daily dose in the morning.
yeah
Straight
just
chugs
a
it.
2 liter of Mountain Dew, just straight hard lined into his brachial artery.
You know, like yeah, like straight up with an IV drip.
Yeah.
Jerry Miculek, your time is over. My time now. My time.
Go. Sure it is, buddy.
From 3 feet, not bad.
He said 25. Oh, okay. Yeah, no.
Just film the target. Film the target.
It's a joke, guys.
Brilliant.
And does he like shoot the guy afterwards or what?
Well, I haven't seen this person in any of the other videos, so as far as I know, they're in a ditch somewhere or in a freezer chopped up.
It's good.
No, they wouldn't
I
last
look
long in the
stupid
freezer.
if I could reach out and touch it. Just the target.
The target's in the shot.
Did Jerry call?
Not yet.
Check again, Tess. See if he called while we were filming.
Okay, hang on.
Jerry Mitchell, did he call?
He hasn't called yet.
Think he's thinking about me?
Well, I imagine he is.
Hope he's thinking about me.
I'm pretty sure the cows in the background are more slims than him.
Maybe this shouldn't be the tard stream. This should be the cringe stream. Like that was a lot of hyper processed cringe in 60 seconds.
I'm surprised a woman would go out there with him. That's gotta be his mom or something, right?
And bro, it's not over yet. I did not make it through the entire video when I was editing this. We have another 40 seconds apparently.
Okay, you're gonna edit that part out where I was talking about Jerry calling.
Yeah,
right?
because I can stand right here.
Right.
Oh, they're keeping the same gag going. Okay.
I'll be the tripod. It'll
still
just show-
going.
Okay, but the
Just
part
show
with
the target.
where I was in it, you're gonna edit
Yeah,
that
but
part out.
they will never know.
Okay, cool.
There's this cool thing called editing where you can crop
That
the
was
length
that
of a
was
video.
Okay, so listen, you're uploading a short. Okay, hear me
This
out.
is what, a 3-minute short?
The short should be short, as is in the name, right?
Whoa, now.
All right.
Yeah, that
So,
was like maximum cringe factor in one video. Like honestly, it's impressive because I've not cringed like that in a very long time. And I shoot with a lot of these type of people. But that was
He's got
something
an
else.
inverse of the same shirt. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, no, he likes the boom shirt. He wears it all the time. He has what? two
He's
of them at
not
least?
cool
He
enough
doesn't
to
know
have
how to
that
do
shirt.
laundry. Let's be honest.
So now there were some allegations of him re-uploading Paul Harrell's content. I don't know if those have been struck down, but I didn't see any on the channel itself. But he did take the name Paul Harrell's nephew. If we go to home, he has a channel trailer, which references it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. We're gonna talk about all kinds of cool stuff. We're gonna talk about guns, we're talking about shooting, we're talking about self-defense, we're gonna talk about hunting. I don't know what else, whatever else comes to mind. I am Paul Harrell's nephew, by the way. We have a beautiful day here, sun's out, guns out. And you know, a lot of people ask me, are you actually Paul Harrell's nephew? And the answer, of course, is no, but not the famous Paul Harrell, a different Paul Harrell. But I think that still counts.
No.
Sun's.
Yeah,
What
okay,
a-
it's just.
And again, this was 2 months ago. In the older videos, which
Maybe
was,
I should make an alt account called Bill Cosby's
3-4 months
nephew.
ago. Well, so here's the thing, right? So the content is really bad. Like if we stomach our way through another one of these videos,
I don't think.
Like a
Yeah,
stomach,
we
I
sit
see.
here for
I
see
7
what
minutes.
this it's pretty rough. But just for context, I'll leave this running in the background. So I think there is a way to do a spoof account that is very funny and not degrading to the original creator. Like for instance, if I wanted to make a Hop spoof account and it was like Hop's twink locked in a basement or something like that, where all I did was like spoof a Hop video in it. That's very obviously satirical. You know, hopefully it'd be a little bit funny or something like this. But this is straight up to leech off of the name of, again, the now deceased Paul Harrell.
He could have picked anybody else at all in the entire YouTube space.
Ew, what's that?
Oh, well, yeah. So this is the thing I noticed in this video. Like, what is even going on? He just slapped a plastic sight into something else.
And
Yeah,
the
that's
first
like
time
a
I saw it, in the
normal
local gun shop,
size
it did not
Glock
have
sight in a 40 or no,
43,
that's a
yeah.
48.
Or whatever
it
side it is.
chips.
That's SIG factory control right there.
how many sights on it. Don't know what happened to the original sights, but they
Don't know what
had some
happened. What do you
replacements
mean
laying
you
around and slapped on here. And as maybe you can tell, this is actually
Bro, trim your
the
fingernails. That's nasty.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Yikes. Just
It's
one.
only one.
One.
That yeah, okay.
I mean, like, there was
We
like a
know what
dental
that's
hygiene
for.
video.
No,
I don't think he knows how to use toilet paper
Well,
properly.
So
No,
I know what
yeah,
that nail's for.
I know what it is for. The dead eyes make sense now.
Mhm.
another funny name would be Garland Thumb's son, where the entire time in every video he mentions how he doesn't know who his dad is, never met him or something like that. He's with the other family. That could be funny, right?
sight from like a Model 19 or something from a full-size Glock. This overhangs the sides of the slide a little bit. So this sight was not made for that pistol, but I
No
guess it
fucking
will
shit,
work, and we
bud.
will give it a try today.
You know what this reminds me of?
Mostly want to try this one.
I could almost hear the video over the wind.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like, you know, those really old 90s cartoons like Ren and Stimpy or SpongeBob or so, where they do the gross zoom in of like a gross, disgusting, pimply hand or something,
Oh,
or a
God.
nasty, or
And
nasty
yeah,
hamburger or
Well,
something.
yes, and it's
SpongeBob.
it's one frame where it's just disgusting for no reason. Yeah, there's a lot of content from this man to consume. 27 minutes in this, and he has probably what, 50 videos? So listen, you could watch this guy for hours.
Who gave this
Yeah.
retard access to the internet?
So is the April Fool's video like one where it's actually competently made?
That'd be funny if they did actually. A gardening video. You want to, or April Fool's review? I didn't watch this, so here we go. Bucky, you asked for this.
Oh, God, this
Oh,
guy's
no.
probably a cringy.
Hey, welcome
Star
back to the
Trek
channel. We are not on the range today. You may have to put up with the sound of dogs barking in the background. Yeah, there's one. Guys, on this very, very special day, I want to talk to you about the Type 2 hand phaser. Now, these were first introduced in the mid-23rd century. They were a real revolution for Starfleet. Training module. It can't actually fire. It just.
Can I get a shot that is not your gut? The bold
Not
choice to use your
possible.
gut as a background.
Not possible. It's
Bold
everywhere.
choice.
I mean, it's big enough, so it
I was
works.
half expecting the executioner,
Vertically-
like air pneumatic gun from Old Country of Old Men. No Country for Old Men.
Yeah. He has a Patreon? He must have just set that up.
Yeah, no, like,
Oh,
literally
dude,
just set it up.
This guy's not just leeching off Paul Harrell, but he's
Oh.
making money off
He's-
of it. No, fuck.
He's
this
just
guy.
like Spaz for real.
This guy has more patrons than Spaz, so
You bet he
That is
does,
true.
dude.
No, he has none, right? One post, but
Oh.
I don't think it says.
That's still technically more. Than
See,
Spaz.
look at this. It says just a nerdy gun enthusiast trying to keep Paul Harrell's legacy alive. No, you're not.
Go shove a wire brush in your ear. You
Ooh,
Roy.
No,
disrespectful
no. Straight down the dick hole.
back.
Nah, Roy is keeping Paul.
Yeah.
legacy
Well,
alive.
see, this is the thing. He says his brother is doing a fine job with the original channel, but some of the spirit of Paul Harrell is missing. So he's filling in the gaps. Thanks, bro. really-
He's filling in the
in
gaps
more
in his
than-
stomach.
Is the backdrop just a pawn shop?
Yeah, it
More than
looks
likely.
like. Yeah, you've got two.
Yeah, it's
Mosins-
got a
Random pawn shop.
guitars.
Got
and
two
random stuff in there.
Mosins, a Bubba Lee Enfield, a Bubba SKS,
Price tags everywhere.
All right. Well,
Carcano. Yeah,
coming back to here for a second. So when people called him out for this, because of course that post that Roy made has like 11,000 likes on it, got shared around everywhere, of course. The comments that he left were, people saying, change the name. He responds, nah. Sir, please change your channel name and start your own legacy. He says, love is my pop socket account. You're not cool. Sad face. No. What is wrong with you? Many things. Can we?
His appetite.
Sometimes I sleep weird and wake up with a really stiff neck. It bothers me all day. Okay.
Stick neff.
Stiff neck. Change your last, change your name, change yours. Again, he's just kind of being a dick.
Yeah, this dude is just an
sending hate. That's good. Yeah, selfishness never works.
Integrity and self-respect. What's that?
Man, it would be a shame. It'd be a
They're
shame
gonna
if the
drag
stream
you.
viewers
Yeah,
started
they
an
are.
end tower in his
Yeah, do you know what would be a great channel for this?
Oh my gosh.
Would be like
No,
don't do that,
YouTube.
guys.
No, YouTube. We're kicking Jake right now. I did
No,
not
it's a
say
joke.
that. That was
It's a
not
joke.
me.
Jake.
That
Love
was
you,
not
Jake.
me,
It's in
YouTube.
Minecraft. It's a joke.
Bye, Jake.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say the
he
like
has a
if it's
couple
like the
minutes.
Bjork Stalker's legacy and then ends up the same way.
Actually,
I would-
it's only 6 points between Jake and Doja Bread, so there is still a chance.
Fuck.
Yeah, I do
It's
have
close.
to point out that it is time.
Ooh,
it's
Unsub
only-
talked
it's
about
only
him
like
too.
the
Oh,
21.
yeah,
Oh
there you are.
shoot! Dang. This
Yeah,
dude's
I didn't
really
know that
getting
Unsub talked
dragged.
about him. Here's a YouTube link. Can we click on this?
Hell yeah, I voted for myself.
Okay, yeah, it is. It is. That just takes us right back to the Paul Harrell. Somebody clicks on, posted
Yeah,
that in
somebody
his chat.
just said average 40 Smith and Wesson user. Yeah.
Yeah, huge ass for $199. Let's get through these before we move on. Average 40 Smith and Wesson user. I might actually be a 40 Smith and Wesson user soon enough. So, ouch, giving us all a bad name. Fresh Penis Shave for $2 says quivering wall of flesh. Yeah, it's a awkward silhouette. Somebody should put that on a t-shirt. Mitchell Black for $4.99 says, please ask Jake if he dreams of electric sheep.
How
Jake,
did
do you
you
dream of
interpret
electric sheep?
that? That's not what it says on my screen.
No, I know, but it's because Mitchell Black is black and he cannot actually spell. So
Oh,
that's what it is.
I can't say I ever have.
Do you know
not
what that's
something I
from?
think about. Nope, I don't.
Oh, okay.
It's a shame, isn't it?
It's a book that the Blade Runner is based off of. Nate Eller for $10 says, have met Paul in person, a wonderful man and a huge loss for the community. Indeed. I also got a signed t-shirt. I was lucky enough to win his Marlin Model 60 in an auction. Good, this asshat is getting his. Yeah, it's you can't do it. It's not a great strategy to grow your channel by making the world's worst content and spitting on the legacy of everybody's beloved, YouTuber. That's not a great way to start out your channel.
The cool uncle of GunTube.
Yeah,
everyone,
exactly.
Literally adored.
Who is now the desk bomb says, y'all attacking a man that could roll to the nearest fast food restaurant blindfolded just off the scent alone.
Yeah, Spec Ops,
huge
Baby
ass.
Seals.
Gravy seal, that's good. Huge ass for $199 says gate and lay. Very true. We were 2 minutes late. Huge ass for another $4.99 says beep, beep, all around the short bus. I think. Do you have that pulled up?
In my defense, I never rode any bus. I was homeschooled.
There you go. Same. Whoa, is this a homeschooled panel?
This is a homeschool
God.
panel.
No, I was public school, and it shows.
Oh well, you're
I was in a
being
charter
banned
school. It's a weird ass
Oh.
compromise.
next.
I think there's
Uh,
more homeschoolers than not.
Yeah. Nick H for $199 says hail Yakub. There we go.
That's me.
Yeah, that's Jake. So that was a nice little way to start the stream. We should probably move on to
It's time. It's
the
time.
Overton Windex, which is a great channel name. I like Overton Windex.
I think you're also forgetting something. It's coming up on the 25-minute mark. Doesn't somebody have to get summarily executed?
Yeah, they really want
See
to.
you, Jake.
Bye, Jake.
Bye,
One last-
Jake.
Farewell.
Look at the flowers, Shake. Look at the flowers.
Stay strong.
Yeah, before you
We
go.
will see you.
Oh,
Ouch! Ouch! All right.
But yeah, there's a clear
sorry.
difference between like trying to take his legacy or just wearing the jacket and then making a spoof or a parody in a tactful manner.
Well, exactly, and one is honoring, and you're in memory of this person, or trying to be funny or satirical, and the other one is like, hey, remember Paul? Give me money and views.
I mean, could it
Like-
just be rage bait? Could he just be baiting for the engagement?
That is possible.
And he
I
doesn't
think
seem
not,
smart
it's
enough
not
for that.
even
He
working.
doesn't
though.
seem
Like
smart enough for it.
his shorts are the content is terrible, and he seems a little off. Like it's 25-minute rambling videos or a 3-minute short that's poorly edited. It's nobody's going to actually click on that, regardless of how clickbaity he makes it.
Yeah, this is just like somebody's like divorced dad doing retarded shit on YouTube.
Right.
Real quick, Jake did want to say one thing before we officially boot him for good, and I do think it is worth having him back on to say so. Real quick, Jake.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on. Christ is king, and 109 countries cannot be wrong.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
Massad just busts in John's window.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I hope you have a great night, Jake, and thank you for being a good sport about getting kicked off first. It had to be somebody. It might as well have been you.
Have a good night, brother.
All
So
right.
we're gonna get another retard to fill.
No.
on the
We're
spot,
just whittling
or
it down.
like
We're literally whittling it
elimination,
down.
gotcha.
So hey guys, so there are only four spots in the poll. So after the next person gets kicked, Richard will be on the list. So people were asking about it in chat.
Wait, what do we get for the last one?
You get a prize.
Oh,
Well, if you're the last one, you get to run the show by yourself or something. I don't know. Good luck with that.
I'll just say the N-word a lot.
Oh my god! It's like so you don't actually have a way to stop the stream, so you just yell slurs until YouTube takes.
Oh
the
no,
stream down.
I have a way to stop.
No.
it.
It doesn't just take the stream down; it nukes
Yeah.
the channel entirely. Like there goes your
Yeah,
entire
well,
YouTube
that's-
career.
Don't be mean to me. I'll cry. Okay, but moving on to the next topic, we have Overton Windex. So Richard, why don't you tell me about this? Because you're the one who wanted to talk about this.
All right, this popped up in my feed. I am subbed to Overton because I think that he's funny on some of his takes. Some of it's a little cringe sometimes, but I do like a lot of his takes, and I think that he's an overall net positive for the community. That being said, this product showed up in my feed, and I just I hate everything about it. I really do. So if you want to go ahead and roll it.
All right, so this is the next big thing at Ryan Shaney ELR, Golf for Men, which is I think what they call ELR shooting.
Crap. I'm sorry, you guys. I messed up the name of this today. I guess there's been several orders put in for the Ryan Cheney airfoil. This is the end game. I'm sorry. I always mess up names. It's the Ryan Cheney ELR end game. I'm sure if you were one of them, you get with them on email, you can correct the order. But this is the best, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, this is the best rear bag setup in the world. In the world for benchtop or ELR, any stationary stuff, right? You can see, obviously, what the whole...
So it's a sandbag and an airbag. Am I getting that right?
Yes.
Yeah, it probably costs like $300.
Well,
what's the actual name of it?
the actual name on this is the end game. I'm sure that'll probably change as soon as Marvel hears about that.
Well, it's who makes it? Ryan Shaney.
Yeah, Ryan Cheney ELR at Ryan Cheney ELR. I sent you or maybe I didn't send the link. It was just the screenshot I sent you earlier.
So the bag itself, it is a sand plus or fill bag plus airbag is $170. Now, the thing with ELR shooting is the price tags on a lot of stuff is quite ridiculous. Like you can pay $300-400 for certain bags. They have very, very specific purposes, especially if you're PRS shooting for different positions. Sorry. They all have a very unique purpose. So this one here is for very static shooting. You have a little pump and whatnot. I think the problem with it that you were getting at is that the markup on these things is a little ridiculous. The Harbor Freight version is $17. The AliExpress is $6.97, and then it's essentially a sandbag on top. So I'm not saying that this thing doesn't work, but that it seems to be, like most things ELR related, overpriced for what it is.
100%. I thought it might have been, $70, $80 or something like that. I wasn't expecting 170. I was not expecting a 10x markup on the 300-pound version, which I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that this probably isn't the 300-pound version. It's probably the 100 to 150-pound version, maybe two. But
yeah, it's just kind of overpriced for what it is. But Independent Arms says I've spent more on a backup site. Axiom says $1,000 tripods. I feel like a bag like this is a killer deal. No, yeah, you can spend insane money on every single component. Like some people have like $100 billet match cards for their scopes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So while this is overpriced,
Niche
it's not
sports
particularly egregious.
Get spendy.
As I say, is this stuff very compliant? I doubt it.
Very compliant. Does it say on the list? GB Gunn says because the ELR game is about preying on the idea that people can buy their way to better shooting. I mean, the people who do win have ridiculously priced setups.
Yeah, and right below that is Overton himself. Great, I can't highlight it, but it says one of you people make one for less than 170 and I will move. Yeah, that one.
I mean, I don't know how you couldn't make one for less than 170, considering like a 300-pound air wedge plus a sandbag on top would. I mean, you could make it for $30, $35. I don't know how you couldn't make it for less. I'm not against somebody making money, but the product just seems overpriced. But again, I'm not in the ELR space.
Yeah, there's a point where you go beyond making a reasonable profit and you're just ripping people off.
It ties into what John was saying and what GB was saying about preying on the idea that you can buy your way into better accuracy. And sure, if you want to spend $30,000+ on a rifle and then another $4,000 on a scope and $200 on an airbag and another $1,000 on a tripod, yeah, sure, all right,
yeah.
That's not feasible for 95% of shooters out there that are actually getting into the stuff. So it
can make a difference when you're at like the top of the top,
the highest
level.
And I mean, at the highest level,
make a difference. But 99% of people aren't there. And
so again, this is not that egregious of a product to me, just because like Logan shoots a staccato, which. Are you getting like actually more performance out of a staccato than, name your favorite duty style handgun? Not much.
A little, but not much.
A couple percentage points, and you can still see people with, generic Glocks, obviously modified, but generic Glocks win, championships and whatnot.
Oh yeah,
So
like a guy at our local club, he just recently made GM. He shoots a almost stock 6.320. I know it's 320. He gets it all the time there. But yeah, it's like, even though I have a fancier gun, I'm not better than him. He is just
that damn good.
Yeah, and the product itself, I'm sure, is high quality. I don't have any problems with that. It's just a little overpriced. Because in a world of $5,000 2011s, 170 for a hybrid air sandbag is not the most egregious thing I've seen today. Mitchell Black for 189 says Logan gives off band kid energy. Unbelievable.
You know what I do? Never played in a band.
I could see Logan in like a mid 2010s boy band or something.
I could see him with a clarinet.
A boy band.
Big clarinet guy over here.
All right. Ray Uzinski for $2 says factory 10mm is underpowered. Let's hunger strike. Okay. You can do a hunger strike. That sounds good for you. Mitchell Black for $4.99 says Overton has good content, but my gosh, does this man like huffing his own farts? Are you saying that people online that make content are narcissistic, good sir? They like to hear themselves speak? Is that what you're implying?
Accusation?
Despop says, I should have stock a DR920L, and sometimes I don't lose. Very true. All right. Now, this story has been going around for about a week or so. I made a complete video on it on the Gun.Deals channel, which did really well. Apparently, normies love talking anything NGSW, XM7, because it just gets a lot of hits, and apparently people like to click on it. So this is the Army Captain slams the new XM7 rifle as unfit. Sig Sauer says otherwise. So I don't know if you guys have seen this or seen the video that I did on it already, but essentially Captain Braden Trent was able to do a quote-unquote study where he interviewed 150 plus people, you know, servicemen, maintainers, the people that actually run the guns. He was able to view a lot of live demonstrations of it, talk to people, and essentially he's claiming that the XM7 is having some problems. He says he's personally witnessed like 3 of the suppressors blow up or break to a point where they were no longer functional. Some other issues with ergonomics on the XM7 themselves. Sig's response to the problems was, nuh-uh, bro. Which is, you know, not necessarily the most confidence inspiring out there. Now, the main problem with the NGSW program in general, from like a individual perspective, is the weight and ammo capacity. There's no way to get around it. You're moving from an 8-pound system to like a 13-pound total weight system, and your UBL goes from 210 rounds minimum to 140 rounds minimum. And of course, they're also he alleges in this article that every barrel at 2,000 rounds or more had gouging and issues with the rifling.
Not good.
He claims every single one. And again, Sig says, well, we haven't seen the barrels, so we can't confirm. Now, they don't necessarily deny it. They say that theirs are going to last 10,000 rounds. That's what they're rated at. The program requirements were 5,000 rounds. So again, without pictures of the actual barrels themselves, and again, the gentleman who wrote the article said that every barrel that was at 2,000 rounds or more was having issues.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, is it 10,000 rounds with the low-powered like training ammunition, or 10,000 rounds with the actual like the
hot spicy stuff?
Not necessarily the armor piercing, but the general purpose, the whatever it's basically a stretch M855A1.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that it operates at a much higher pressure. So the program requirements were 3,000 FPS, and Sig was able to achieve that out of a 13-inch barrel with a 111 grain projectile by that bimetal case, because it's steel and brass. And then it also ups the chamber pressure from 60-ish thousand PSI all the way up to 80,000 PSI. So you're putting a lot of pressure down a very short barrel to reach that FPS threshold goal that they had for it.
Yeah. And speaking on the case, I remember seeing a picture of a M250 with a belt of steel case 6.8 ammunition.
Correct. So that is, as of yet, I could not find any information on the solid steel case. But there are allegations of issues with the ammunition itself, because, again, it is a bimetal case. It used to be 3 pieces. So it used to be brass, aluminum locking ring, and then a steel base to handle that additional pressure. But they actually were able to somehow remove the aluminum locking ring and just have the steel base and the rest of the brass shell. Now, allegedly, there are problems with that. And so we've seen links of just solid steel cased ammo. So it's funny how everything goes back to like 1960s technology or even earlier, where it's like, all right, we're going back to steel cased ammo because it can handle a whole lot of pressure. And it doesn't have any of the problems of having a bimetal case.
Yeah, like ripping the whole back end of the cartridge off, which I've heard has been an issue with the M7. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, for the Army doesn't do a good job as U.S. Navy Crane, but Crane does an excellent job in like putting high round counts or doing like burn downs and stuff on weapons platforms, and doing stuff like bore scopes, gas port erosion, parts wear comparison between a new part and a worn out part at 5,000-10,000 rounds. That if they do something like that, it'd be incredibly helpful. Unless it's already confidential or restricted by the government for right now because of this.
Right, which is something that the writer mentions as well, that there is not, he can't put all of the information into a unrestricted report or a unclassified report. So the internals of the barrel, the makeups and that sort of thing might actually be to a certain level classified. So you can't just put that in a public report. But to keep in mind, the Army wants to get, I believe, 115,000 of these things. Now that contract is for 115,000 of the XM7s, 15,000 of the XM250s, which is the light machine gun variation. That includes suppressors for all of those and ammunition. It is reported that the value of the contract is around $5 billion. So there is a lot of money floating around.
We should give the contract to PSA. Roll out the Jackal 10s.
Oh God.
Oh, that would be.
It couldn't be much worse.
Yes, let me see if I can find his. Go ahead.
In all seriousness, like, just give everybody URGIs. This would fix so many fucking issues.
Well, that's another thing, is when you calculate the cost of the rifle, it is $3,000-ish. You tack on another $1,000 for the suppressor, roughly. And then now we're talking about the ammunition. That's where things get really crazy, because the training round is approximately $2 a round. The full bore round is more expensive than that. The specialized rounds, I've heard between $7 and $14 a round.
Jeez.
And we're talking about...
Has there been any info released on what armor-piercing material they're using for the AP round? Is it like...
Yes,
steel?
actually, I don't know how much I can say on it, but I know that Buffman Range has some of the older armor-piercing rounds, because they're still testing, developing, updating these things. But he actually has some of the older armor-piercing rounds and actually tested them against armor. Some of them performed well and some of them did not. So this whole multi-billion-dollar plan to create a standard issue rifle that can penetrate body armor at extended ranges, probably not. The entire purpose of the program, probably not. Now, it's not just body armor penetration. It's also talking about increased lethality, because you are going to be putting more energy on target. It is going to have a higher hit probability at distance, just because you're getting a much faster, flatter shooting round than 5.56, or not faster, but much flatter shooting round than 5.56 with less wind deflection. The downside is that the average weight that the soldier has to carry to maintain the same ammo capacity goes way up, or their ammo capacity goes way down. So,
yeah, and then there's also, I think it's the XM157 fire control system, or whatever it's called, has been having a lot of issues. I remember there was a report that came out saying they couldn't even survive a 72-hour FTX.
Correct. That is in this report as well. So they say that there is a low probability of the complete system surviving a 72-hour engagement. Now, the problem with blaming all of that on the XM7 is that these are all paired with the XM157 optic from Vortex. And allegedly, that has also been having issues, because it's supposed to have connectivity with different systems, ballistic calculators, rangefinders, all of this stuff built into a singular optic that is supposed to be paired with basically all of these, because they also ordered 113,000 of the XM157 optic solutions. So it's basically like the new ACOG, but it's having problems. The XM7 is having problems. I can't blame everything on one or the other, but we know that the barrel life issues, the suppressors breaking allegedly, that's a SIG problem, but the Vortex apparently also has some issues as well.
Yeah. Because they're sorry, go ahead.
No, well, yeah, Ivan I says the XM157 is basically just a 1-to-8 razor and an Impact 4000 mashed together in its own custom body. And that looks so heavy, because it's a very beefed up mount. It is not a standard LPVO mount. It is basically one chunk of aluminum in there with all the ranging capabilities, ballistic calculations built into the optic itself, so that you can, that is a really good performance modifier for soldiers at distance. You now no longer need to be, sniper trained or certified or even have a lot of practice for the optic itself to give you a solution at whatever distance you happen to be at. And you have that more capable round to take advantage of that system as well.
Yeah, something I've heard is one of the big failure points with the 157 is that digital overlay they have for the ballistic compensation of it just basically blue screening and making the entire optic useless because you can't see through it.
Well, the more complicated it gets, the worse the battery life is. Because remember, these are also, there was an idea originally to have these powered off of a external rail where there's like a battery pack built into the gun itself so that they could run the optic and the thermal and all the other stuff for longer. That's done away with. The XM157 is kind of its own unit now. But again, the more complicated you make it and the more reliant you make it on other internal systems, and then you put it on a big heavy gun with a lot of recoil, it's like, oh, these little sensitive electronics don't last all that long. That's very surprising.
Not just a big heavy gun with recoil, a big heavy gun with recoil that you are handing to morons who barely passed high school.
Well, right. So let me see if I can find it real fast. Suppressor.
Like if you want something to get broken, hand it to a grunt and it'll be done. It'll either be broken, missing, or pregnant by the end of the week.
Okay.
Speaking of pregnant, did you ever see the episode on Grandson when they had this on there and the beast of a dude fired it? Maybe it was the
John.
That was on the
338,
I believe.
Yeah, you're thinking of the MG338. That dude just fucking shouldered it.
Yep.
Right, but I think he was also there for this one as well. But the 338 was man, that was impressive. That's a brick shithouse of a man right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so apparently
what does that
the thing that they found
with being pregnant?
It was on Graham Thumb's channel.
So the next issue observed is the suppressor and the suppressor locking ring. Allegedly, the suppressor locking ring is the device. Well, no, we know that. Soldiers reported that with hand strength, this device could be broken, meaning that a suppressor could not be mounted to the system or could cause catastrophic malfunction. So again, you're handing, well, and some of this I agree, you're handing it to mouth breathing retards, right? And like, all right, now put the suppressor on the gun, and they're just like slamming it on there. Or like, do I just spin the thing until it sticks, or what happens? The more complicated you make it, the harder it is for grunts who don't get that much training time to actually operate the thing effectively.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if whenever we do see a standard issue suppressor, it's such a direct thread. Like, this stays on the gun until you need to take it back to the armorer, and the armorer takes it off to unscrew something.
Hey, wasn't it for paratrooper trials? The armorers are actually like spot welding or tack welding the suppressor to the barrel to keep it from falling off or getting lost.
Well, that's another picture. That is on Mr. Actually, let me see if I can find that image. That is on Mr. Guns and Gear's Instagram. He took a picture of that because allegedly they were having issues with the thing out in the field. And so what they did was just tack weld it to the barrel, basically to the muzzle device, so that it didn't break off. Because I think I'll have to find it. Mr. Guns and Gear posts a lot, so I'd have to scroll back forever to find the image. Yeah. XM7 welded suppressor.
Alternatively, look up XM5 because that was a previous designation of that particular weapon.
Yeah, I still hate that they changed it just because Colt had the M5 series of ARs. It's like, how does that apply to a military designation?
Just to make things simpler, I guess. Yeah, but I wish I had that picture handy. But yeah, you can see it on there where whatever armorer or person operating it, trying to keep it running, basically just tack welds the suppressor in place.
Boomer.
All right, but I did see them. Mr. Overton Windex went wild, absolutely wild, for $100 multiple times.
Are you trying to have sex with me?
Says you're missing the point. This is for 30+ pound ELR rifles and just plain super nice to use during load dev or whatever. 3/4 inch rubber horse mat base, airfoil, then shaped 1000 D Cordura. You can buy it without the fill for $88. You know, it's heavy. Oh, without the fill for $88. That is pretty cheap.
That's a little bit better.
It's not terrible.
That is a little bit better. As far as the airfoil and the shaping and the being for 30+ pound rifles, I mean, $37 and it'll hold a 10-pound head. So I mean, and it's even got the little air pump. Like, it's basically the same thing, right? It's covered in the nice rubber. And look at it this way: it's a nice saddle for the missus while you're away. I mean,
the fact that this would kind of work is funny that you sent me this.
Yeah, now that you mention that, does it vibrate? Like,
it's
a massager?
It does it all, brother. It does it all.
Oh boy.
Richard has 3 of these.
Obviously.
I was gonna say Richard has 3 of these. Well, thank you for the $100, Overton, and he's not even done yet. For another $100. Says, by the way, I've got a Jerry vid too. World record fast. Thought for sure you were looking at that one tonight. Well, we were looking at the other guy, and now I have to look it up for $100.
I believe it's the one where he went full semi-auto.
Oh, is that what it is? Overton Windex Jerry.
What about like just blasting a target like with a FRT? Because I've done that and I've beaten a record.
No, I think he was actually bump firing.
World record fast. Is it this one?
Yeah.
It's really not that tough to be significantly faster than Mr. Jerry Miculek.
See if we can make it under a second. Here we go.
He did 5 rounds in an A zone from an AR in under a second at just over 5 yards. Yeah, I should fucking hope so. I wager that every single one of you can do that. There you go. How many fit into a second there, Jerry?
Are you just taking shots at old man Jerry for fun? Like, all right.
Like, bam, dude.
Although Overton, all right. If we're gonna play this game though, let's see you do it without without some sort of a rate enhancing device.
I think he was just
5 yards, 5 shots, A zone. Either way, let's see the hits too. Let's see those.
Overton definitely doesn't.
I made a video and I even posted my shot timer time. So it was
Have you ever been feasted by an African king? It'll be me. God damn
it.
Overton for another. That was me. Overton Windex for another $100. Says chat. ... Hater money. Almost tapped what they made me today. Talk about from your affiliate links. I mean, if you're making good money from affiliates, good for you, homie, I guess.
Yeah, and then he comes back and says that it's not bump or an FRT. Like 850.
Well, if it's bump fire, it's bump fire too.
I say like I actually posted my actual like split times and I have an actual shot timer for my world record breaking video.
Did you show hits?
Yeah, I think I did, or at least I think it might be uploaded at a good enough resolution. Just show the video. I think the audience will understand.
What's the name of it?
I just
also before we get to that, Turbo Soggy, do you have any last words?
Oh no, I don't know. No last words. We'll go with that.
All right. Have a good night, sir. Peace out.
Goodbye,
And
sir.
then there were 5.
Wait, so what's the name of the video? Sorry, did you post it in the private chat?
I posted it in the private chat.
Oh,
it's just
I don't know why it didn't show me.
That is extremely fast and extremely accurate. We got ourselves a split time of 0.16 seconds, our first shotgun in 0.71 seconds, and we've done an entire 29 rounds at 2.74 seconds. So, This absolutely proves that the G-Virus Hydra is superior as a mount for every single purpose.
Nice. That's amazing. Yeah, that Hydra mount, that must have cost you at least $300, which is also the same amount that Overton Windex has donated to this drink.
Hey, I got a challenge coin out of it too, so.
Oh, did you really? That must have been worth it.
Yeah. I redeemed it for beer at the American Legion.
All right. Well, does anyone have anything that they'd like to wrap up the XM7 discussion with before we move on to something stranger?
Yeah,
XM250 looks neat.
Yeah, I think the 250, the 250 and the 338 machine gun have the most potential out of this clusterfuck of a program. But like we ditched full power battle rifles as a concept when the M16 was adopted. There's no reason to go back to this.
Well, we did that because we were trying to arm twink Asians.
Yeah, that too. But if I could put on my Alex Jones hat for a second, the only possible threat to the U.S. Army that I could think of that could field body armor in the numbers that they would require fielding a whole new rifle is people. There's my conspiracy theory for the night.
I wish we could have understood most of that.
Oh shit! Is my being retarded?
It's cutting out there, but I understood most of it.
All right.
Are you saying, Overton, are you saying you make $300 a day from AdSense?
Well, he gets great engagement, right?
I mean, hey, that's pretty cool if he does.
I'm not sure if he gets great engagement on his long form content, but his shorts probably do really well. What's the name of that? Social Blade, is that the one?
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. That's wild, $300 a day. I didn't think shorts paid out that well.
Okay, apparently the chat understood what I was saying, so
yeah, we kind of heard you. But no, so the XM250 does make a lot more sense because it's the LMG variation. You know, it's got a really cool new round, very effective, long range. Giving that to the average soldier, probably not too useful.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually, if you look at it, so he's got 5 million views in the last 30 days. So even if that's mostly shorts, that's still lots of views.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and he also within the past 30 days, he re-uploaded like 5 or 7, something like that, of his most popular, most engaged with shorts. Ones that I would almost argue were a little bit rage bait, and then he argued with people in the comments just to drum up more engagement. So it's like I get it, I understand it, right? The common response of sorry, I don't speak Walmart. I mean, it's funny, like the first time.
Oh, that was, he did post that earlier. What did he say? Somebody said something about Overton, and he said, "I don't speak Walmart to you," or something like that, or take the second grade again.
He said the same thing in his own comment section, and it's a common response from him. It is funny, but it's just, I think at this point in time it might be a little played out, but I get it. You know, I'd be doing it too if I was making $300 a day on AdSense, just shitting on retards.
I mean, that's what this show is all about. 6 hours.
Yeah, I'm not making $300 a day.
No. So 6 hour 499 says, "Don't hate on the XM7. We need those massive profits to settle our 320 lawsuits." I mean, hey, between not including the 320 contracts, the ammo, the guns, and the suppressors is reportedly $5 billion. So you'll have some cash flow. You don't have to worry about that, Sig. But thank you for the 499. You also got to afford the super chats on this show, apparently. This is a bit of irony. GB Gun says, "I love that this heavier rifle and loadout came out at the same time the Army was reducing physical training requirements because the younger generation are proving more fragile, less time outdoors, and lower bone density."
Less tests.
Yeah, that's I don't know of a single person that would be happy getting a much heavier rifle with 35% less ammo.
Yeah.
I mean, heck,
no soldier's going to be wanting that.
Did they ever explain?
It's like, yeah, sure, the rifle's effective out to 800 meters. but you most of the time can't spot somebody who's trying not to be seen, trying not to get get extra holes put in their body, much past
Well, and again, it's not that the rifle is even necessarily bad in concept. Like, would this make a great DMR rifle, or again the LMG roll in the XM250 variation? Yeah. Like, would this make a cool DMR, or support sniper system, whatever they call it in the military? You know what I'm saying? But could be great for that role. For the average soldier, kind of wild.
Logistically, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I mean, it really doesn't.
Everyone URGI uppers would be a massively cheaper and more logical choice than this.
Just giving everyone better ammo.
Your ammo cost gets cut by 90%, and then your rifle cost gets cut by 50%, and you don't need to upgrade, standard suppressors that you already have or whatnot. So yeah, there are cheaper. Yeah, there are cheaper, more efficient ways to do all of this, but that's not what the government's about.
Why? Do we know why they? Go ahead, Bucky. You've been trying.
For the weight of the XM7. I mean, when in basic training, trainees would complain about the weight of a bare M4 carbine that doesn't even have any attachments on it or ammunition.
That's what, 8 pounds? 7?
So it's probably 7.
The rifle. Well, sorry. So, a fully set up M4 is around 8 pounds.
What is that? ACOG, pack, grip panels, all that?
Basically. 8.5 pounds, somewhere in that range. The new XM7 is 8.5 pounds naked, 10 pounds with a fully loaded mag, 11 pounds with a suppressor, 13 plus pounds with the optic solution. So, now you combine that with approximately 6 extra mags, which are about 1.25 pounds each plus, and you're looking at a 25 pound, 22 pound weight, which is half of their stated goal weight of 55 pounds for a total loadout. That includes everything on the person, 55 pounds. The gun and 6 spare mags is half of that almost.
And not to mention that pound for pound, they're getting 23% less ammo. 23% less rounds or something like that, because
then 5.56, yeah. Does that include the gun? Because if you factor in the gun, then
no, I think it was worse. I think it was just the ammo itself when I was checking out the numbers on the weight. What I don't understand is, we know with current modern technologies, the M4s and the M16s have the capability of handling a slightly hotter, slightly higher pressure round, right? Why did they not go with a bumped up 5.56, right? Why did they not offer a plus P 5.56?
Well, we're kind of seeing that with the 6 Max development, and that's kind of what the M855A1 tried to do. But now that we're already experimenting with the hybrid case technology, why wouldn't you build a AR-15 capable of handling 70k PSI with a beefed up bolt and extension?
Yeah. Slap a 70, a 62 or a 77 in there, and get it going as fast as you can schmoove without burning the barrel out in 2,000 rounds.
You have to remember the barrel life rating for the system for the requirements was only 5,000 rounds.
That's
so
nothing.
You can make a barrel burner
ridiculously low.
Yeah, so that was the requirement.
Infantry rifle. Yeah.
So
let's say
for the barrel burner.
For the XM7 with the specialty ammunition, I think the use case for it would be anti-vehicle or anti-personnel carrier weapon, I guess.
But I think
you
could do,
even M80 ball.
You could do the same thing with
even
tungsten.
M80 ball will punch through the side of a BTR, I believe. Unless you want to start punching through BMPs, it seems a bit excessive.
But for really cheap weaponry, that is rapidly being developed in Ukraine. The FPV drones are excellent against tanks and BTRs and BMPs and other vehicles.
Yeah,
that's another thing too. Would an XM7 help any average Ukrainian or Russian soldier out there currently?
No, because they can't hit it with rocks.
Well, it's will it help against drones? No. Will it help you in trenches? Probably not.
You know what the best drone defense that I've seen thus far out of all of the entire war has been?
Lots and lots of shotguns.
What a Pepper 12?
Nope. Fucking power lines. I swear to God, they're flying their own drones into power lines, and like they're trying to chase MRAPs and other APCs and stuff, and they're flying directly into power lines.
Yeah,
well, have you seen?
It's like Arma 3 all over again, where people keep killing themselves on the near invisible power lines. Like you don't see them until you're like 10 meters away and you're already hitting the thing.
GB Guns brings up a good point. Says you almost need to realize that most soldiers don't fire 5,000 rounds through an entire career. Yeah, I'm sure that the rifles themselves eventually over time get a huge round count, but the actual individual soldier doesn't really shoot all that much, right?
Well,
yeah, like that's the thing. This isn't about the soldier shooting that many rounds. This is how many rounds the rifle is going to go through.
Well, but I mean, if you think about it, if the ammo is $3 a round, roughly, who cares what the barrel life is? A barrel is $100, $150. It's nothing. It's like 5% or less of the total cost. Sure, it's some armory time, but that's about it.
Even 855A1 was only what, $2.50 or $3 a round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're shooting 5,000 rounds of a $3 round, $15,000 total cost, like who cares about a $150 barrel at that point?
Yeah. What I was saying was, if you're talking in the overall price points, just use the hotter, more expensive ammo for very, very specific niche use cases and run the standard ammo through it the rest of the time. You'll split the difference on wearing your barrel out sooner, but you'll also have the increased capability when you need it.
Yeah, like if you're expected to deal with a bunch of VBIEDs, give every guy in the squad an AP mag and leave it at that. Or something.
I don't. With the new T mags, with the new translucent P mags, the T mags or whatever they're calling them, it'd be nothing to have every guy on your squad have one of those specifically with 855A1 and just run, standard M193 or standard M855 the rest of the time. It just I don't see why they did this. It doesn't, aside from a giant cash grab, I do not see what the point of this was.
Way of the adoption of M855A1 or the adoption of the 6.8 SIG cartridge?
Yes, the adoption of the SIG cartridge as well as the platform itself.
And granted, they've been trying to replace the M4 for a long time, so.
Yeah, I was about to say, because a better option over, because the 855A1 is basically meant to be a ball round. The actual AP, I believe, that's still in use is the 995. It's like a tungsten core 52.
Yeah, like 993 or 995. I might be conflating
993 is
the numbers get confusing, and it's very autistic. Speaking of autistic, Overton Windex for another $100. I'm running out of clips here, man.
Get that ugly, disabled freak away from me.
You're not lying. He had like a heart transplant.
I think he had more than one.
Says that imposter. I think he's referencing somebody above him in the comments. I'm not sure which one he's referring to. Says is part of my little army that bought me $100,000 truck last year at 31 cents per 1,000 views is great. $31 per 1,000 views is 31 cents per 1,000 views is great. Right.
I don't know. He's probably having another stroke.
He's flexing. He's balling tonight. Just throwing money.
As far as for U.S. Army procurement, there have been some failed weapon systems in the past.
What?
The XM25.
You have an imposter that is super chatting as well. So you guys
are there two Overtons?
Are you
getting out of hand? Now there are two of them.
So now Overton says $5. Judge for yourself. Who is the real Overton and who is the imposter? I, for instance, am very, very, very gay.
I think one of the $5 donations is quite legit.
The $10 donation from Overton Windex says, "I am gay." I didn't realize that it was two different accounts. I thought it was like he was like drinking or something. Is there
I
more
only see
from the
one.
other guy?
I only see one. When
If you click on the other guy's
so
account, does it go to his account?
Checking the YouTube feed, the second one with the $5 donation does not have a check mark next to it, whereas the $100 ones do. So.
Interesting. So it is just a spoof. That's funny. That's funny. All right, guys, calm down. All right. Well, we have a lot of these to catch up on, so we're gonna get to these before we get to female protection specialists.
Oh God.
Some special cringe. Axiom for $5 says, check out Overton's El Cheapo build series. It's proof you don't have to have $1 million to do long range shooting. Yeah, another one that was pretty good was X-Ring. Sorry, I was thinking X-Ray Alpha. X-Ring channel. Ray, he shoots out to a mile with a box standard like $500 rifle, $600 rifle, and he takes it out to a mile within like 20 to 40 rounds or something like that of zeroing and testing and all that sort of stuff. So it is definitely
like
doable
Savage
on a budget.
Axis or something.
I think it might have been a Savage Access. I could probably just look it up.
My issue with the Overton's budget series video is the company that he used to build his rifle was Outlier, and they're being a little bit fucky on shipping things out right now. So
pulling an arrow precision, you say?
Yeah.
Well, they are supposedly the same people as Arkin. Arkin and Outlier, supposedly sister companies. So we know he has the connection with Arkin there, but
well, so yeah, so if you look at here, this is part 2, 1 mile with $812 budget. That includes the gun, optic, bipod, and ammo, I think. I think that's the entire cost of going out to a mile. And that is on the X-Ring channel. Funny story, I met him at SHOT Show, and he was working the knife booth. What is it? Microtech, because he's a Microtech guy. And he gave me an interview for way too long, and he had other stuff to do. So I caused a delay in his SHOT Show trip. So, but thank you for that. I appreciate it. Dogman Defense for $2 says, never relax around a P320 enjoyer, as they are known to go off with little or no provocation. Thank you for that, Dogman. Huge Ass for $199 says the XM7 is the M14, but even more tardy. That is like the #1 comment on my video on the Gun.Deals channel. I was like, hey, the M14 is back, and it's gonna be giving it a run for its money for the shortest service rifle in history.
Apologies if my typing was coming through. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I figured it was Richard. I was just gonna blame him anyways. Axiom for $2 says speaking of screwing Richard, he is about to get kicked off. 6 Arc versus 277 Fury. Did the Army pick the wrong one? Well, 6 Arc is nowhere near 277 Fury, because 277 Fury is with the bimetal case technology, 80,000 psi, 3,000 fps out of a 111 grain projectile, 13-inch barrel, versus with 6 Arc cracking 3,000 fps with a 105, 108, maybe a 24-inch barrel, something like that. So you need double the barrel to achieve the same ballistics out of it.
Six arc is more like a high-end intermediate cartridge, whereas 277 is well into the full power rifle cartridge.
Did you save the clip I sent? Did you send it to me on Instagram?
The
gram. Let me see. No. Did you email it to me?
As per my last email.
As per my last email. I don't know what you sent it to me on, GB, but I don't have it. I don't know what clip. I don't know what you're talking about. Go on schizo mode. David Aguilar for $2 says, every day is arm day with an XM7. Very true, yeah. We're just combining our workouts with our shooting program.
Yeah, they're tired of all the privates not being able to do push-ups, so they're just going to give them all extremely heavy rifles to build up their arm muscles.
Well, yeah, what if it's retaliation? So it's like, make us lower our fitness standards. Fine, take this.
Yeah, take all this extra fucking
You will
weight,
get fits.
Steven for $2 says the FNIWS is what the XM7 should have been. Yeah, it's a weird program. I am interested to see how all this collapses on itself, because you have the SIG P320 drama going on. At the same time, you have issues with ammunition, guns, suppressors that are part of the NGSW program. So all of this stuff is happening at the exact same time, and SIG is under a huge amount of scrutiny. So I am very interested to see how all this plays out. Mitchell Black for $1.99 says overly whiny. Another one that I thought was funny was Overton Windex. Is also a good one. Jake for $1.99 says Overton donated $100 to prove that he's a wiener. Listen, you're all wieners in my book. Midspot TV for $9.99. I was actually shooting your upper yesterday, and something funky came out of the barrel on that. So thank you for that. You may have tried to kill me, but we'll see. Says, I understand the purpose behind the NGSW parameters, but if 6mm max would get real ammo production, the M4 would once again outperform the NGSW 3100 FPS with a 50 to 60 grain out of a 14.5, same principle. So that's the thing about 6 max, is it is interesting, but it needs a lot of support. And then I mean, it's interesting. I will say that. But again, that comes down to cost. Although, if we're comparing anything to the NGSW program, cost literally does not matter. Because we're already talking insane amounts of money per round. We're already talking $3,000+ per rifle. So whatever you can come up with, cost doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But thank you for the 99, sir. Mitchell Black for $9.99 says, that's a lot of words. Too bad I'm not reading them. Thank you for $9.99, sir. Fresh Peanut Shake gives out great helicopter rides for $2. Says, direct threads equals Marines cross-threading it to hell. Yeah, it's going on one way or the other,
fair.
okay?
Yeah, that was my comment earlier about using direct threads instead of like QD muzzle devices. And like, yeah, sure, that probably happened, but just leave it on there.
Overton Windex, probably the fake one because it's not red, says, I do not like being called fat. Do not do that. It really hurts my feelings. Nobody will call you fat in chat. I guarantee it. You have my word, sir. Dogman Defense for $2 says Overton Windex did 9/11. Wow. Okay. Mitchell Black for $4.99 says, no balls, you won't donate another $100.
He did.
He in fact did. Reed Franco for $10 says, do you know if SOCOM's new Mark 22 sniper rifle is having problems as well? That I have not heard or looked into, but I will write that down.
Barrett MRAD?
Yeah, I thought that was going swimmingly, but it has not been getting attention because every other company's problems have been flying under the radar as long as SIG keeps hogging the spotlight, right? Yeah. Of all the brand bashing going on, SIG is hogging all of it. Like, no, you're going to bash me. Nobody else. Nobody else gets attention.
Yeah.
But I will write that down. Thank you for the $10, Renee. C2 for $5 says, Richard, are you excited about the Hatsune Miku movie? And are you also going to see it? ? Smiley face.
I was not aware. Thank you for the information.
I think it's because we made you have the based Miku PFP for a little while.
That's what it was. My punishment is now your guys' pleasure. You masochists.
No, it's the other way around. Sadists.
Oh,
get your kinks right.
Yeah, the internet has ruined me forever. I got my kinks mixed up. Sorry.
Got your kinks in a kink.
Stephen for $5 says the military industrial complex needed more contract money and used the excuse of non-existent near peer body armor to make a new infantry rifle. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like, considering I suppose Russia was the intended threat that we were developing this against. And
Russia, who's fielding paper armor right now?
I was going to say who seems to have a hard enough time taking out a backwater country of similar strength versus the United States.
Yeah,
So
like
not,
I said earlier,
not too worried about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the only conceivable threat to the U.S. military that could field body armor in sizable quantities is maybe the Chinese or the American people. Like that's the only. That's the only way I see it.
Oh, see,
That
now we're
or-
going full schizo. It was actually developed
Yes.
to be used in Civil War II.
Yeah, against
see.
the gay space
I see.
aliens.
Well, Josh for $5 says the only one qualified to speak on this currently is Bucky. Everyone else lacks the pedigree.
The government
For
paid me
$5.
to wear this
Thank you,
hat.
Josh.
I now stand out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
You are now a target. Mitzvah TV for $4.99 says, don't like the sound of that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think I had like a case separation or something. I showed it on the Discord the other day, but something came out of the barrel at like a 45-degree angle while shooting. Must have been a case or part of the projectile breaking part or something like that.
Came
So,
out
yeah.
the muzzle.
Yeah. So the
What
target's
the
like 40 yards
fuck?
away. And I'm shooting it, right? And then something impacts the ground like 20 feet in front of the target.
What the fuck? Oh God, he donated another $100.
I just saw that come in. Mitzvah TV for $1.99 says, oh wait, yeah, I just read that. Thank you very much for the $1.99. We'll figure it out. Phil McCrevis for $1.99. That's good. That's good. Thank you.
Fucking got you with that one. This is a picture of like
This is all the
skits
same.
out.
is all the
Skits
same.
out Saddam Hussein.
That's good. That's good. I
Crackhead
appreciate.
Saddam.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was very good. Says the XM5 won't matter when level 5 armor is made. True. Chuck McGill 69 says we should start issuing mech suits and defect out to Section 8 soldiers so we can have an army of George droids. That's good. Yeah, Fent powered.
Mech suit power armor.
I'm pretty sure those
soldier.
already
That is-
exist already. They even have automatic switch capable firing abilities.
Yeah. Or
That's
they have
good
automatic
cargo.
shut off mode where the Fent zombies are like just keeled over, just not moving. On low power mode, standby mode. Overton Windex for another $100.
Experience the evolution.
Has been trying to put on weight for 9 years, bruh. Change my name to Fat. Do it while rage watching my videos for the 9th time. Kiss the emoji. He's fighting the haters in my chat.
Okay.
Zone chat. He's double dipping. But thank you for the $500 to flex on my chat.
You made how much I make in a week after taxes just by.
Well, honestly, he's
shitting on
keeping
this
YouTube
retard.
afloat. He's keeping YouTube afloat
Yeah.
at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Because YouTube.
Yeah, you're getting like what?
Damn.
Yeah, you're getting like.
Oh,
what,
that was
250 of
yes,
that?
yeah. I do have that clip. Yes, dude, I got sent that by everybody when that was going off. That was so funny because it's one of those things where like one person sends you something and everybody else sees it and they keep sending it to you. Like, oh, you talk about SIG, so like 100 people send me the exact same clip. It's like, all right. Now, finally, we're caught up and we can actually move on to
Kicking Richard.
Kicking Richard. Yes, Richard, any final words, sir? You did win with 37% of the vote.
Wow, I won the popularity contest. I love it. Only thing I've got to say is, I guess thanks for the night off early.
I mean, you can hang out in the back if you want. It's kind of just a joke.
Oh,
Get in the
well,
back, bitch.
all right.
All right.
He gets put back in the doghouse.
Back in the doghouse. Now, here's the dangerous part is that now I'm up on the poll because there's only 4 options. So while I'm creating this poll, let's watch Female Fortitude Overview by HTK Army. Shall we?
Okay. Krav Maga.
Female Fortitude is a comprehensive self-defense workshop that empowers women with practical, effective techniques and strategies. In just one session, you'll gain valuable skills and confidence to handle real-world situations. You'll be learning about awareness and prevention strategies.
I assure you,
video
ma'am.
somewhere.
I assure you, ma'am, this is integral to your training. Now, let me choke you.
She's
involves
looking
a
a
bed.
little too into that.
Yeah,
Say,
I've seen the video
why'd
and
you
it
have that
involves a bed.
expression on your
So
face?
She's got her PT belt on. It's safe. She's got her PT belt on. It's safe.
Logan, Bucky, who's the last guy? Bread Doge. Bread of Doge. All right, that poll is now live. In approximately 20 minutes, we have to kick somebody. Rough.
It's probably going to be yourself.
How to identify and avoid potential threats. Simple yet effective self-defense techniques. Escape tactics and evasion methods. Practical responses to common self-defense scenarios. No prior experience is required. This is a hands-on practice in a safe, supportive environment. We use a progressive learning approach, and individual attention and guidance is key to our success. You'll be using realistic scenario practices, and you'll have take-home reference materials. Come dressed in regular, comfortable clothing that allows free movement. Bring a water bottle, maybe a towel, and let's get ready to go. This is perfect for women of all ages and fitness levels, college students, professional women, mothers and daughters, and anyone wanting to enhance their.
So this is apparently real. This is this guy in the middles. This is his pet project where he teaches self-defense to women, and he has 23 subscribers. There's some interesting content on here that I do want to take a look at, though. That was the trailer. There's one of them in here that is absolutely wild. Female in quotation marks. I'm trying to remember. Did I save it?
For this
Ooh,
for this
ow,
preparatory
that hurt my
hand-to-hand
ears.
combat style, check out the YouTube video I just sent.
Here, let me pull this. Oh god. Oh, this one. Well, is this going to get me hit for copyright now?
Now, that's my purse. Don't be afraid to shout it. That's my purse. Try it again.
That might get the stream taken down by looking at too much of that.
Yeah.
This was super loud, so the audio mixing 0 stars.
Cannot see my hands. Now I got a problem. There's a muzzle pulling at my head. Now Chet is smart enough to know his head shouldn't be right behind mine, because when I'm going to do several things at one time. I'm going to pull my chin back.
Chins.
At the same time, I'm going to snatch the gun here with a monkey grip. And the hand comes across, catches the back of the gun, and I butt punch, and I drive the gun away.
He throws it back. Throws it back.
Listen, ladies, to get out of this move, throw it back, okay?
You are gay.
I'm going to practice on you a couple times. Thank you, Richard. Richard's in the back. He still has access to the sound.
This reminds me of this one, like a carbon copy of this one guy out in Detroit who's doing like the tactical security.
Yeah, Detroit urban survival training. That fucking retard.
Yeah,
it's like a carbon copy of this.
That's funny.
This just
stuff,
seems like
though.
a creepier version, because look at the way he looks in that like graduation photo or whatever. Like that dude he just looks like a creep.
It is very specifically targeted towards women.
Yeah,
as we'll get into.
Like this seems like something he did just to lay hands on women for once in his life.
What I don't do is hit him with the elbow.
Gotta see if I can find it.
Yeah, definitely don't make distance. Just
I thought if you have a gun in your hand, you mag dump the other guy.
Right. Turn self-defense into murder.
Quick line of fire, but I can move my head. That's going to suck a lot and flash from my eyeball. But I have the gun and I immediately start turning it out. I'm across and punch away.
Yeah, like he's not just going to crack off round and break your grip on the slide the first thing.
No, that would never happen. Gun Fu, that's the one that I want to see. Here's another quick trailer.
Cause a failure. You might cause like a stovepipe covering up the ejection port. But first of all, this is going to fuck up your grip.
Well, so that's the thing where everything is so manufactured and so silly, you know, because it has to be in one specific hostage scenario where somebody's choking you out and has a gun to your forehead. And they're like, all right, what to do in this exact situation, which will never happen to you. Right.
Yeah, it's like in that situation, you just do whatever they want and get the fuck away. Like you live. You find a way to
definitely.
live, and otherwise, it's just not your day.
Definitely fight it out. I think that is a good idea.
So that video where he had the guy with the gun to the side of his head reminded me of the video I just liked in chat about escaping someone trying to choke you in a car.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember this video. But here, we'll watch this for a second.
I love this.
How to escape the killing fields of Cambodia. Number 1, don't wear glasses.
Oh, this looks so dumb.
Dude, and this is a class that just happened. This is htkevin's.com, April 5th, 2025. All right. That's a real trailer that you can
I'm not too familiar,
go check out.
I'm not too familiar, but I think these two people are in like other self-defense videos out in the wilderness.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What are you guys sending me now?
Of the vote, I was about to say 30% of the vote is for me, then the other 50%
is for me.
John.
Yeah, I know.
Dang.
Short stream tonight, guys.
Like, what have I done to offend the chat?
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Sorry for what?
I don't think we're watching that.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, it brings the same vibe.
Hey, fingers. Okay, seatbelt comes off. There we go. Loop in. Okay, now with my other hand, I'm gonna kick the seat back and I'm gonna open the seat. I'm gonna open the door. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. I'm out. And I can escape freely. Okay.
Fingers. Hard. You're more likely to survive the situation by just screaming harder, daddy, and confusing the fuck out of them than whatever this bullshit is.
It's that level of retardation where they try and make it seem like something is really in depth. So
I thought you're supposed to do is just hit the e-brake, hard lock the steering wheel in one direction, and then floor it. And floor the nearest object.
This is from a static. So here's the thing. GB Gun says I thought that was Iraq veteran 8888 for a second. If it was,
does look like him.
that man is on his powerlifting mode. I'm pretty sure he would just rip you out of the back seat. He'd be like, "Not today, son." Yeah. Listen, do you know who owns the banks? That's what
if your friend gets kicked out
right in front of you.
If your friend gets kicked out of 109 bars, can you blame the bars or your friend?
As he's choking out this just scared to death mugger. He's like, I'm sorry. 6 million.
You will have
high.
6 million wasn't enough.
All right, so this is the $9 no excuse special Krav Maga lesson. Him on the left and children on the right.
Concerning.
Concerning.
Is this where we're going to show?
Oh, bro, is there
no
audio?
Randy? No.
No, Randy, no.
Another.
Gosh dang it! I clicked the skip button.
Happy holidays, San Diego. This is Coach Daryl Johnson, the founder of HTK Krav Maga and chief instructor of IYC Academy. I have a special offer for our No Excuse November for our East County Krav Maga facility. You can get 3 classes, training shirt, a physical student manual, and access to our online student video resources, which normally would be $254 if you bought them individually. And our holiday special for No Excuse November is all of this for $9. This is for our kids.
3 classes, a shirt, manual, videos for $9.
I mean, for martial arts, you can watch Dugan Ashley's videos for free.
True.
Yeah, or like a Steven Seagal movie would probably be of better educational value.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, guys.
Yeah. At least in Under Siege, you get to see Erica Laniak's tits. Like, come on.
People used to have to pay way more money for that.
Adult program. The kids program.
Why is
called
there a
Our Target
spike in
Kids.
streaming for that movie?
Any good martial arts program for kids will provide focus and discipline. We want to make sure that, along with that, self-defense is our primary objective.
Jay Martin says, I got in class and all I got was a gay t-shirt. Yeah. But there was a really
Where is this,
bad
Buffalo
bit.
High School?
No, this is in San Diego. So
Oh yeah, San Diego. This dude's totally on a sex offender registry.
all right, so this is Gun Fu Kinetic. This is a speech that he has about this.
That's going to get you killed, and that would never work in real life. Someone's going to comment and go, that's going to get you killed, and that would never work in real life, and this is the dumbest thing ever.
Correct.
Hey, folks, Coach Johnson here. This video is going to be kind of talking about one of my favorite seminars to teach coming up just in about a little over a month. And this is the basic handgun defense workshop that we teach, but we use, it's called the kinetic version. We use a special device to make sure that we are doing it correctly. So quick backstory is whenever I teach a gun defense workshop or promote one, a couple things happen. I put a video up on social media or a picture, and almost inevitably, whatever technique I'm demonstrating, gun from behind, from the front, to the head, whatever, someone's
Phrasing is really bad, but this is in question. This is part of his Gun Fu female fortitude lessons. That this is a trailer, which I thought was very entertaining. The editing going on here is top tier.
Where's the gun?
So who's the chief instructor of this? Jake Wong?
You're right, Jason Wong. Threats are always present.
Is this an ad for a nightclub or a training course? What is going on?
I don't know.
Enough film
that previous
editions.
picture looked like the cover of like a old porn DVD or some shit.
Harder's better.
Oh, thank you. No. So this is the trailer.
So if I buy his videos, do I get like a cardboard box full of VHS snuff films or what?
Right. These are hard to find, okay?
This dude thought this was a good idea.
I love
feel
how
like
he
I've
is.
heard this music before playing a Roblox game when I was like 12.
This guy was probably on the other end asking you to meet up. But
Yeah, probably.
I like how
surprised.
I like how it's specifically like hostesses, servers, like females, please sign up.
Please come here.
Attractive women, please. Like,
Taryn,
Jesus
is
Christ,
that
I'm
you?
a virgin at 20 years old, and I'm not this fucking desperate.
I don't even know what's going on here.
I saw the solution to the Glock 19.
Yeah.
There he is again.
Yeah, like this dude. At first, I thought he was like a trainee or something. But no, this dude's just a creep.
I think that is very possible. So here's him explaining Gun Fu Kinetic.
Nice Telecaster, though.
That's going to get you killed, and that would never work in real life, and this is the dumbest thing ever. And my response is always the same. It's fair. Criticism is fair. So I asked him, well, what would your response be?
If you don't believe the technique I'm demonstrating is going to be effective, what is it that you think would work better?
Draw.
You can probably
bang, bang.
I never get a response to that. Unsurprising. So
6 hours for $4.99 says that's how Logan's sister serves me drinks every night. Bone emoji, bone emoji, bone emoji. Thank you, 6 hour.
Do not come.
Thank you, Richard.
Here's what we do. So how do you know it works? How do you know the technique is effective? And a couple things that we do in class.
Bill Cosby's nephew. He matched me on Grindr.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's good.
Well, he is in
Dude, this
San
guy's
Francisco.
fast.
Would not be surprised if this man has a Grindr account.
Oh no!
You can do something like if you have your partner say "bang" when they see you move. That doesn't really give you a strong feedback. It's a pretty good idea. So here's how we do it. Now, the ultimate way to do it is to have what's called simunition, which is basically a regular pistol.
Come to my $9 class to get shot with simunitions.
Or I guess it could be a long gun if you're doing that, with modified cartridges that shoot little tiny paintballs that are moving very quickly. You need to have special gear for that, and it can break the skin and cause a lot of damage. What we do is a step in between no feedback and the simunition, and we use
airsoft
pistols. So the airsoft pistols we use are.
He really did just clear an airsoft pistol to make you feel safer.
To be fair, an airsoft BB going somewhere you didn't expect it does kind of hurt. It's more of an annoyance,
sure.
but yeah. Like you don't want to shoot your eye out.
It's important.
Yeah, I guess you try out,
ones
kid.
that are actually metal. If you try to use the really cheap plastic ones, although it might work for the initial redirection, when you try to do a takeaway, it will destroy them very quickly. And even these metal ones aren't immune from that. So we get the best quality we can. Obviously, we don't want to spend $100 per unit because it has to be affordable. And these are nice because they have a similar weight to an actual pistol. Obviously, they have the orange tip, so you know it's not a real gun. And it has a simulated chamber. There's no chamber. When you pull the slide back, nothing moves. It's a single. You cock the slide once, you get one pellet coming out of it. And the nice thing about these is they will sting just enough to give you the feedback you need without causing any actual damage to your partner. So that is one of our most popular and for me one of the most fun workshops we teach. And it really gets you in the mindset of, wow, I want to.
Have you ever been feasted by an African king?
Whatever technique you're doing, front, back, side, head, ground, long gun, whatever. The first part of the technique is always going to be redirecting the line of fire and making sure that the bullet exiting the barrel doesn't.
For the chat out there, that's not even like a semi-automatic one. It's like the cheap spring-loaded one you get at a flea market or Walmart.
Or I was gonna say the Walmart special for $19.99 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Listen, this stare is exactly what I'm going to be defending myself against, not the teacher, okay?
Yeah.
Mitchell Black for 489 says that moment when you're not Focus Trip's favorite pay pig anymore. Yeah, I know. Everybody else has been canceled out. It's all Overton over here. This is now the Overton channel. Speaking of Overton Windex, he's now a channel member, and I don't know if that's the real or fake one. So thank you very much, Overton. I appreciate it. Mitch Thought for 499 says, can I get the video of the almost casualty posted in Discord after the stream? I'm having trouble finding it. The almost casualty? Oh,
the competition incident, that one?
The competition incident, or the one where the thing came out of your barrel funny. I'll show you that later too. Either one's fine. Lean Bean 89 for $10 says the XM7 with everything on it is 13 pounds. We are basically going to give every soldier a bar rifle, which is 16 pounds naked back in 1918. The weight is pretty close, honestly, kind of gay. And that'll be $3,500.
To be fair, at least BARs would be fucking cool.
That is true. Especially if it's the
Vibey.
FN Model D BAR. That one.
Fellow autist, I see. Anywho,
Have you ever actually shot one?
no, unfortunately, only
Oh,
machine gun I've
they
shot
are
so
a
far is an
dream.
MP5K.
They are an absolute dream. Love
But
them
like,
in
well,
the
like slow mode.
fast, but I do love it in
Yeah,
the
a lot of
360
these that
slow
were
mode.
select
It
fire,
is
not
just
a rate
beautiful.
reducer. They might have done them with a rate reducer. I don't know. Anyway, the super chat. These people are paying money for.
Victor the Third for $4.99 says, if I wanted to get ramped that hard, I would have a drink with Bill Cosby. Well, his nephew's in the chat for you, so maybe you two can.
Have you ever been feasted by an?
If he's willing to keep up the family tradition, that is.
Yes. Huge ass for $1.99 says this man definitely inflates his own foreskin at night. Thank you very much for making me read that, Huge ass.
I look at some pretty weird porn, but that's an image I did not need in my mind.
Noob Actual for $4.99 says 6mm max is really cool. Low pressure round that can run 77 grains at roughly 2600 FPS out of a 10.5. I think it's cool in concept. As a civilian, I don't want to pay $2 to $3 a round. Right.
Yeah, not to mention you have to stock another cartridge.
Right, that too. And new magazines. Only a barrel swap though, which is nice. But you do need the 350 Legend magazines.
Oh,
it's a 350 Legend case. So you have to have the longer internal diameter magazines because it's slightly bigger than Stanag. That's how they get the extra powder, basically.
350 Legend was just the 5.5. There's a 5.56 straight walled.
It is. So when you take the 6 max, the shoulder is pressed farther forward. So the bullet seat is also farther forward. So it does take its own magazines. And you still get, I think you still get anyways 30 round magazines because it's the same diameter as a 5.56 case, but it is slightly longer because the neck is pushed out further. Victor the Third for $1.99 says tips to make the assailant rock hard.
Yeah.
Harder's better.
Matt for $20 says Overton lost a bet with me for $50,000 and still owes me money.
Dang.
He missed a shot low left on a steel popper. See my comment on his short titled "I'm Rich." $50,000.
That's a heck of a bet.
I mean, random super chatter for 50K. Geez.
Al, for the 1000th time in the channel's history, we have a sad boy in the comments. I was just informed that this 146-yard shot on that piece of steel out there was faked. 146-yard shot from my AR was faked. Now, I've got this on my Sony FX3 at 70mm manual focus locked on the target in 4K. I, here in publicly, would like to bet this guy $50,000 that this was real. It was the first shot, and that I can prove that. I'll be waiting on
comment even still, did it get deleted?
Shoot me.
Well, this guy's saying deleted the last video real quick, huh?
Was this the one where he's got claiming like he shot a target at 2,047 yards or something? Or
no, there was that one.
It's a different one.
But I don't see your comment on here, Matt.
An email if you'd like a part of this action. I'll sell about 20,000 of it. It's gonna be hard to get that kind of cash together. Low notice. Al, for the 1000th time in the.
Oh wait, where's the shot?
He doesn't make the shot in the fucking video. No wonder.
Overton, where's the video? Gosh dang it. Oh well. Yeah, 35 million views on that shirt. That's wild. I don't see it, Matt.
Yeah,
Matt says I never claimed it was fake, just that he hit the left.
35 million on that one. Gotcha.
That one has 35 million views on it. Yes. All right. I think we've kind of wrapped up the point of this. Don't take classes from this guy, which I don't think I really need to tell any of you because none of you live in San Diego.
God, there's a child in the thumbnail.
Oh no.
Bully Barrier Kids SD.
HTK Bully Barrier Kid Self-Defense Workshop. This is not your typical kid self-defense workshop. Developed by
This is not your typical kid self-defense.
HTK Krav Maga.
Hello, yes, CPS.
Bully Barrier applies proven Krav Maga principles in an age-appropriate format. Unlike basic stranger danger programs, we provide realistic, hands-on training that builds true confidence in actual skill.
Emphasis on the hands-on.
Krav Maga is that it's reality-based.
Do I have to bring my own kids, or do you supply the kids for this bully defense?
I mean, he's near the border, so.
Can I play the bully and like punch some children across?
Right. I volunteer as the bully. But I mean, this guy is in San Diego. He's got 23 subs. He averages 5 to 15 views a video. So I don't think there's much to worry about here, but it is quite comical. Man, that's a terrible freeze frame. That is, I don't know what I'm looking at there. But Mitchell Black for 199 says, ask Overton what his thoughts on Israel are. Overton Windex, what are your thoughts on Israel? What is the solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? That's what I want to know.
Gay.
6 Hour for 499 says, no one else has 35 million views. Logan Sisters OnlyFans page.
You know what? This guy that we're looking at, I think he's featured in Ready or Not as one of the characters.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the streamer, dude?
No. The one that has the additions. Either the one that has the additions or the one that has the base.
Oh yeah, the spider mission, the one with the like the talent show place. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is it. I think they featured his business in a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
All right. Well, that kind of wraps it up, and I have to kick myself, which means that we have to end the stream. Oh, Richard's back.
Richard, get the fuck back in the grave.
Nope. I'm gonna kick John. Sorry, I'm taking over the show now. It's my turn.
Look at me. I am the captain now.
I am
We're
going
taking
to
it
play
over, boys. The ship's
all
ours.
of the ceiling bird chirps that I want to right now, and you cannot stop me. I am a madman.
Damn it! Help! He says.
I was typing in chat. I was keeping it going.
Have
me out.
Sir,
No, Richard, no.
Sir, do not redeem. Do not redeem.
No.
Oh my
gosh. Wait.
But hey, so as we're getting out of here, guys, thank you all very much for hanging out. Thank you, Overton, for funding this month's ammo budget.
No,
that was very nice. That was
There's two of them.
That was great. Yeah, Overtons. Oh, the Overtons. They were incredibly generous tonight. So thank you very much. I'm very grateful for that. Richard, Logan, Doja Bread, and Gloster Bread. What do you guys got coming up, and what do you guys want to shout out or say before we get out of here?
Only thing I'm looking forward to is my 1,200 rounds of 5.56 arriving tomorrow. That'd be the most amount of ammo I've ever had in one point in my lifetime.
Nice.
So.
Heck yeah, very nice, awesome, good to hear.
Yeah, now that I have a source of income, I can make the poor financial decisions now.
There you go.
What kind? What are you getting?
GG&G or GGG M193. Target Sports. What's the site fucking name? Target Sports USA.
Do you mind if I?
42 cents a round.
Do you mind if I ask what you paid for it?
It's like $550 for 1,200 rounds. That's after shipping. Well, no,
okay,
shipping was free. So. Tax was like $30.
Right.
I'll DM you the link in Discord.
Cool. Sweet.
Or hell, I can just post it in the fucking private the chat of the StreamYard.
Yeah, the private chat you can do it in there.
But yeah, I believe Henry Chan uses this usually when he's shooting like 5.56 like retro rifles or whatever.
I've shot some of it as well. I've shot probably only 1,000 rounds of it, but that's about it.
So I released a double episode special. Hopefully there's not too much overlap. One is an intelligence report on an all-American transgender militia.
Oh,
and
God.
The other one is on the Royal Time Marine Corps. Hopefully those two episodes didn't have too much overlap and cannibalizing my viewers.
No, I thought both videos were really good. So if you guys want a quick overview of the Doll Squad, which is wild, that's a good video. And then also the Royal Thai Marine Corps loadout, also a good video. The music in it, very good. Very good. So check
I watched
those out.
that video and it made me feel really deeply concerned about my current situation because the neighborhood I'm in is mostly a bunch of like old and middle-aged people. So like assembling a militia for this area is unlikely. nor do I really have the social skills to do it. And it's just like, oh hey, there's people who would like have me put against the wall that are actually organizing now, and it's like this is concerning. God damn it! I've got the like virus. Somebody fucking execute me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get killed now.
I strongly suggest you read quotations from Chairman Mao Zedong.
Appreciate it. Yeah, good text.
Logan, what you got going
live
on?
again.
So just recently hit M class in Steel Challenge for limited optics.
All right, nobody likes a braggart. All right.
God damn.
So next goal is to go for GM on that, and then currently got a next major match coming up.
Somebody's got to hit GM, so we have some pedigree on this panel. Jeez.
I think if I ever have the means to get into competitive shooting, and I ever have a chance to like take whatever qualifier it is for that, I'm going to try to do it with an SKS.
Well, I don't know if they have a qualifier for 3 gun.
Is there a rifle person? Yeah, is there a rifle portion involved? Because that'd be hilarious.
Not in
Or I
USPSA.
could just use like a
USPSA is handguns.
I mean, if you convert it into like 9 mil or something, you could run it in PCC.
But converting an SKS to a pistol gun. Oh fuck, my lungs! You fucking killed me.
Doge dies live on stream.
I just want to petition. I want to petition to get Logan to change his name now to Master Logan.
Ooh. Or Logan's mastered shooting now that he's master class in USPSA and Steel Challenge. So.
Not USPSA yet. I am high A class.
Okay, Logan, you should make a fishing channel called Logan, like Logan such a shooting. You're the masturbator, and then eventually be the grand masturbator.
Oh my
gosh! Before we get out of here, actually, Mitchell Black for 199 says, "Big Richard Ene? I'm not sure what he means to speak there, but or energy probably. Big Richard energy, yes. Kicking me off my own show. Noob Actual for 199 says, "Why does Asian man have no Asian suit? Yeah, he looks like a normal.
If that's the watch dry clean place, I couldn't get it in time. Sorry.
So, are you a dry clean Asian or like what's the other type? Like a restaurant Asian? I don't know if that made any sense. But I'm sure there's types.
The Panda Express one.
Panda Express, okay. Dogman Defense for $2 says, "Once again, and I can't stress this enough, and a singular letter is all that he wants to say." All right, gentlemen. Richard, what do you got coming up?
I am currently working on editing together my first actual review, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be good fun. Aside from that, for those who don't know, if you're still hanging around in chat, all 400 of you, I run the second channel where I take the streams and I cut them into shorter, more bite-sized segments, so it's easier to watch and easier to consume.
Mm.
So if you could go give me a follow all over there.
Paul Harrell's nephew can eat them all in one bite.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that?
All right, gentlemen.
Clips.
Yeah, out of
Sorry,
focus
my
clips.
ADHD is fuck. Gotcha.
Check out Weekend Gunner for his new shirts.
Oh, it's true. Yeah,
They're
his
great.
new stuff just came in. And I'll have some videos wearing his stuff actually pretty soon. But with all of that out of the way, gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next one. God bless.
Later,